back, everyone, to another episode of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm Tommy Cresta, alongside my co-host Ryan Ferrant. But yeah, we're here to talk about Comic-Con, the new trailers, new castings that got announced, and the newest episode of HBO's House of the Dragon. But before we get too far into it, Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
It's been a nice week. I finally got my adapter back. I'm on the laptop today. The PC's still not running. I got to take it to the Geek Squad. I got to finally bite the bullet and just get it fixed. But I want to say this on the podcast. When I got my my backpack back from Connor's house, I had to throw it away. The dogs must have peed on it every single day that it was there. It smelled so bad. I mean, it's my fault for leaving it at his house for 2 months, but I had to get like Clorox spray and wipe down the Xbox and everything. Oh my god! But I was overdue for a new backpack anyways, so it is what it is.
Yeah, that JanSport, that's been around since before the podcast was around, wasn't it?
Yeah, the freshman year of high school, I had that bag.
God, that thing's been kicking.
It's a long time. It's a good bag.
It did. It was a good backpack. Yeah. Well, rest in peace to the JanSport.
Now it's sleeping in a trash can, just covered in dog hair and piss. What a way to go! Don't we all want to go out like that?
It's covered in dog piss in a trash can. What a way! It's the Philly way of living.
What a way to go! It is.
But we have some important things to talk about, Ryan. Getting right into the first bit of news is we got our newest look at Lanterns. We got a 2-minute and 50-second trailer. This show debuts on August 16th, only on HBO Max. It features Sinestro. We get great looks at Hal and Jon Stewart. We learn more of the story that we're getting, and I couldn't be more excited for this series.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I'm super excited for it still. I definitely have high hopes for this show. It's one of my things I'm more excited for this year. I can't wait to see it. I want to see how they kind of play with this, buddy cop dynamic that they have going on.
Yeah, and I like that they're playing a lot more into the idea of them being like they're rivals for this. They're not just right away going to be getting along together. And they say in the trailer, you don't think he's actually your backup. And he says, no, he's my replacement. So we know it might be getting too close to the end. The sun might be setting on old Hal Jordan's career as a Lantern.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I mean, we've talked about this since they announced it. And then all the stuff that we got out of it, that it was going to be a true detective style thriller. And I think that really excited me. And I think the cast surrounding it is just making me more and more excited. And the more we see from it. And I love like there's even little bits of comment, like when he creates the beer opener in the one scene. I really like that. So, I mean, I'm super excited. And yeah, I think we both are.
Yeah, 100%.
Next bit of news, our new trailer for Resident Evil has dropped, and boy, oh boy, does this look great. Zach Kreger looks like he's going all in for this, and I love that he's stated, he's like, I didn't watch the other Resident Evil movies. That's not what mine is. Mine is in love with the games. It is a true horror, and it's going on simultaneously with that. And he said this is his first time ever filming a movie in order and just trying to do one continuous story. And I mean, it looks insane. I mean, he said Austin Abrams, he almost died during the filming of that scene where the bodies are falling off the roofs because one of them went off a little bit too early, the explosions, and it was right next to his face. So yeah, I mean, this whole project, I'm so excited. I mean, I said it's one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and that it's going to stay that way. But yeah, more Resident Evil stuff to come. Oh, Ryan Reynolds crashes the Avengers Doomsday panel as Deadpool in a true way, as he's wearing Canadian tuxedo Deadpool suit, which is not something I had on my bingo card. But it was a fun way to show that there's a chance Deadpool makes a little bit of an appearance in this. He makes some jokes about, is there any chance, like, are they done filming yet? And they're like, yeah, we've been done. And he's like, so no chance of, like, cameos or anything like that. And so it was exciting to see some Deadpool interaction with the Avenger, even though it's like Comic-Con, but for Deadpool, that could be just as much in the movie for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of. I didn't expect Deadpool to be in Doomsday, but at the same time, when they kind of announced that like he's just not in it, and I was like, man, it would have been kind of funny to see him just pop up.
Yeah, and I love that he's been like teasing the idea of like wanting to be a part of it because he posted the Doomsday post, the Deadpool logo through it. So I mean, he's having fun with it, and I feel like it fits so much to the character. The biggest news, we're gonna do a little segment. This is like the most important stuff we're gonna talk about. One, Ryan Gosling is officially cast as Ghost Rider in a Sean Levy Ghost Rider film hitting theaters in 2028. I mean, this has been talked about. I mean, it has to be coming up on 10 years now that the Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider's been up in the air.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was not ever expecting that whatsoever. Just not even just to have like a Ghost Rider finally, but to have it actually be Ryan Gosling is awesome. Because like you said, he's been talking about it for years. It's just gonna be really cool to see him play that role. The only thing I'm worried about that I didn't really realize until I saw somebody say it. If Sean Levy makes this a fucking comedy, I'll lose my mind. It can't be.
I agree.
It can't be. Ghost Rider is not like I'm not saying it has to be uber serious, but you can't be joking around very much with Ghost Rider.
This needs to be a serious story. Have the violence, the anger behind it. It needs to feel like divorced dad rock put onto the screen almost. Like it's that kind of style of a character.
That'd be awesome.
Now, if only we could get someone to do the Crow like that.
It'll never happen.
It will never happen. Ryan Coogler returning to direct Black Panther 3. This will be released in December 15th of 2028, which is crazy. It comes out the same. Black Panther 3 will come out the same year as the Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
Fuck. And even crazier news, we got David Johnson has been cast as Toussaint, the son of T'Challa, to carry on the Black Panther mantle. Sorry. I was not expecting David Johnson, but I mean, I said it in Alien Romulus review. I said it in the Long Walk review. He's one of those actors that you can see how talented he is, and I am so excited to see more of him on screen, especially in such a huge role as playing the iconic Black Panther.
Yeah, I think he's totally going to kill it. I was really excited when they announced that. But I do wonder, I guess, since that's coming out after Doomsday, obviously, and I think after Secret Wars, right? Is Secret Wars 27? Are they doing it back to back again, or is that later on?
I thought it was later on. Oh no, you might be right. I think it is 27. That's a quick turnaround.
But I do wonder, December 17th, 2027. As of right now, obviously, things could, definitely change. But I guess there's going to be some sort of time skip with that movie because he's still at the end of Wakanda Forever. He's still a very, very young kid. So, I don't know how much time is going to have to pass for him to grow into, a grown up, or if he's going to play like kind of a teenager Black Panther, which I also think would be kind of cool since they've been setting up kind of on the back burner the Young Avengers for years with Kate Bishop and Hawkeye and Miss Marvel with the post-credit scene, I think. Wasn't it Miss Marvel with the post-credit scene where Kate Bishop comes and talks to her? Pretty sure.
That's all you. I didn't finish Miss Marvel.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there was. Maybe I'm just imagining that, but I think so. But they've been kind of setting up the Young Avengers for a little bit now. And I think that would be a good addition to have a young Black Panther in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm super excited. And if you guys saw our review of Black Panther 2, we were super up on it and we loved it. And I mean, I'm super excited. I was just as excited to hear Ryan Coogler was coming back as I was to hear David Johnson is going to be in the film. Coogler might be one of the best young directors in Hollywood. I mean, he's coming off his Oscar wins for Sinners. And I mean, seeing him come back to Black Panther makes me super excited. Now moving on to something I'm super excited for. I feel like it's went really, it hasn't been talked about as much as I wanted it to, and that is that we got our first trailer for the Carrie TV show, directed and written by Mike Flanagan, which I love Carrie. I think the original one is one of the best horror movies of all time, and I've always been a sucker for it. So knowing Mike Flanagan's doing it already is something I'm excited for. And then seeing the trailer, it made me even more excited. And we know he loves working with the same cast. And the mom, I think she was in the last one.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher. But I'm super excited. She was in the first one too, Hill House. But I mean, it looks really good. I'm very excited to see more.
Yeah, I thought it looked good too. I had no idea. I mean, I'd probably heard of it before, but I'd completely forgotten about that until I saw the trailer. But I thought it looked pretty good. And obviously, I mean, anything Mike Flanagan touches is pretty much gold.
And
So
the last bit of news that we have for today's episode is that we got a trailer for Onslaught. This film stars Adriana Jorna, Drew Starkey, Alex Pereira, and Dan Stevens. It is set in the same universe as The Guest. This is an action thriller that looks absolutely batshit crazy. It's by A24, and it's also directed by Adam Wingard, who did Godzilla and Kong. I mean, he's a very talented director. He also did You're Next, The Guest. And Dan Stevens confirmed that it is in that same universe, which is exciting. I don't know if you watched the trailer for this, but it looks really good.
I watched the first one in the theaters back when it came out a couple months ago. I thought it looked like shit. I don't know. Maybe the new one's better, but I thought when I first saw that, I was like, that is going to be a very fun 40. I shouldn't say
you're not as high up on it as I am.
No, certainly not. I don't know. It might be good. It might be cool. I like Adria Jordan is very good, and it's going to be interesting to seeing Alex Pereira hop into movies, but I don't know. It kind of just looks it looks like kind of just
like
the
butcher.
Yeah. It looks like just a shoot 'em up. Not a very good movie.
It 100% is just a shoot 'em up. I mean, You're Next.
I mean, yeah.
We watched that. You're Next slaps. Another good movie that I was definitely a little harder on the first time I watched it, but in a rewatch I enjoyed it a lot more.
You're Next is great.
Yeah. Same director, Adam Wingard. Who I'm such a huge fan of. And I love what he did with Godzilla and Kong. So I'm super excited.
He also did the 2016 Blair Witch. So
I don't mind that movie. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm a fan. It's better than the other sequel to Blair Witch, which most people don't even know that there is, from 2004, I think. The Book of the Blair Witch is what it's called. It's not even all found footage. It's quite terrible. But moving on from our news update is to jump into our review of House of the Dragon. We had our newest episode, Faceless Man. This was episode 6. But everyone knows how I feel about House of the Dragon. Ryan, you seem to be the one that has been not as into this season as I feel like a lot of critics and a lot of fans have been. So I feel like I should start off with you and hear your initial thoughts on this episode.
Yeah, I mean, this episode I thought was kind of also not great. I didn't think it was terrible. There were some really great moments, I thought, but I thought that a lot of it, there were good moments, and then there were moments where I was like, dude, we can't be doing this again. And I think it's just really, this show has been overly slow. I mean, it's past time to get two things. What I said last episode, where I'm scared that what's going to happen, what happened this season with episode 1, the Battle of the Gullet, a lot of people agreed it probably would have worked better as like a season 2 finale. I'm getting more and more worried that Tumbleton is going to be the same issue, where we're not going to get anything this season, and then season 4 is going to be the Battle of Tumbleton or the Siege of Tumbleton, whatever happens, right? And that worries me more because Ryan Condal said no matter what happens with the show, he's done after season 4. Now, there's been very mixed reviews on Ryan Condal, but at the end of the day, this has been his show. If he leaves after season 4 and the story's not over, then what the hell even happens? Like it's really just the show is overly slow, and it's
end it in 4.
I assume so, but I don't want that ending to be rushed, and I feel like a lot of the dialogue in this show is just kind of infuriating. It's not bad, but it's so much of like, especially this season, this episode with Ormond and Gawain talking. I like the Greens. I think they're far more entertaining than the Blacks, at least this season. I love every time Ormond and Darren are on screen, I'm like locked in again. I just wake up and I'm like, oh shit, the fun characters are on. But it's like every time they're talking, there's a setup for something you want to hear them talk about, and then it just cuts. Especially in that last scene with them where Gawain asks him, like, you have a plan, right? And he's like, yes, I have a plan. And then it just cuts away. I miss, like, Game of Thrones, you would have those scenes where it's like, do you have a plan? And then you find out later what that plan is. It feels like this show is asking somebody if they have a plan, they say yes or no, and then you see what happens. You don't know what the plan is. In Game of Thrones, you would kind of hear what the plan is and know what they're trying to do, and then the drama would be whether it works or not. In this show, it's just, yeah, I have an idea, and then you watch something happen. It's not nearly as entertaining. I don't like it nearly as much as as I did in Game of Thrones. I think it's just kind of a letdown.
See, this is where we differ because I think it's of course way better than the later season of Game of Thrones. I really enjoy it compared to last season, where I feel like last season I was very much on the side of it being a letdown. But this season has me. I mean, every episode I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, I said to Sam after I finished this one, I can't wait for next week's episode because it's gonna be the penultimate of the season. I think, yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think that these actors are just absolutely fantastic. Like, there's a scene with Allison and Rhaenyra where Rhaenyra pretty much tells her that if she's lying, then she'll kill uh whatever the daughter's name is.
Helena.
And
You cannot remember that name. It's every episode. You're like, what's her name again?
Me every episode. Fuck.
Yeah. And I did like that scene. I liked that finally Rhaenyra. I've been saying it the whole time. I liked Rhaenyra finally put her foot down and was like, "Motherfucker, if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna kill you or somebody. I'm gonna kill Helena, whoever." Like, I like that she's just done with it. She's finally taken some charge and being like, "Yeah, I'm in charge. Fuck you. Listen to me." I like that.
And
I've been waiting for that.
And while I was watching, I was like, "Oh, Ryan's 100%." But before I say anything else, thank you, Puff, for the gifts. They were all coming through while Ryan was talking. I didn't want to interrupt him. He was deep in thought. Thanks, Gavin. Welcome to everyone else who's watching. But yeah, I felt like this episode was the best one since episode 1. I felt like it moved some stuff forward. I like that they're trying to assassinate and we're learning some more stuff. And there's definitely that overarching fear to me that they are going to fuck up these last 2 episodes and slow everything down. Where I feel like the political stuff is like all the talking and all of that means so much. And I'm enjoying all that. And I feel like they're doing a good job of still having surprises. Like the beginning of this episode was not expecting it to go the way that it went. And I really enjoyed the season. I mean, I'm fully in on it. I'm gonna put my trust in Ryan Connell to finish out these last 2 episodes. Hi, Jamie. But I am nervous, but at the same time, I can say this is probably the most I've enjoyed House of the Dragon since I feel like the middle of season 1. Like, I am fully sold on what they're trying to sell me right now, and I mean, I'm loving it. I don't know what else to say about that. This is probably the most we've disagreed in a while.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm fully in on this.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and I don't want it to sound like I hate this show. I'm still going to tune in every Sunday night. Like I still enjoy it, but it's just building. Like the hatred is building. You know what I mean? Not hatred, but the dislike is just like it's getting there to where I'm going to say that I don't like this show, and I don't want to do that. I love Game of Thrones. I love this universe. And I want this show to succeed. I want this show to really, grab me and hold me, but it's just not at this point. But I will say, like you said, the beginning of the episode, I wasn't expecting that to happen, especially where it did and how quickly it did. But that was one of the things that I really liked.
Yeah, I was happy that they didn't play it, draw it out. Yeah, if anyone's watching this and they don't want any spoilers for the most recent episode of House of Dragon, click off, watch the episode, come back because the spoilers start from the first scene in this episode and go all the way to the end. So of course, beginning of the episode, the Christians' army is ambushed by the Tullys in an awesome plan that they like faked that there was a battle, and then they just got up out of the ground, started fighting, and then they just dog Kristen Cole. They shoot him 3 times with the arrow, and that last one to the face gave me a little jolt. I was not expecting it, but I really liked that they didn't waste any time with him. They were just like, nope. And he got to die the way he wanted, though. He died as a warrior with his sword. And I was very happy that they didn't make it feel over dramatic or anything. Just shot him, killed him right there, and then that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. I was very happy with how it went. But I felt it was kind of the opposite of that. He didn't die like a warrior. He wanted to by fighting Oscar Tully and I forget is he an Umber? I forget who the northern guy is.
The wolf.
But he wanted the White Wolves. He wanted to fight them, 2-on-1 and go out and just, finish the battle just right there, save our men, just the 3 of us fight and whoever comes out wins. But he didn't die like that. He didn't die like a warrior. He died in an anticlimactic, shitty way, which is very fitting, I feel, for that character who is, he is a great warrior. He has been a great warrior, and he's been leading this charge that has been, fairly effective against Rhaenyra's soldiers and slowing them down. Even, Daemon brings that up in, I think, the very next scene, or maybe it was the Maester, I forget.
Yeah.
That they have been slowing down the Rivermen and the White Wolves and everything, but he just dies. He gets shot like a dog. Like, he doesn't even get his last words. He gets cut off and just falls. And I thought it was really good because it's kind of the death that character deserved. But I did like how, he's not the worst character. So he does get to, hold on to Alicent's handkerchief and die with it in his hand. And die, yeah, I think he had the sword in his hand. So he does die like that. But I felt it was a good mix of
warrior.
Yeah, it was a good mix of, he did die with his sword in his hand and with, the handkerchief from Alicent, who he still loves. But he didn't die in some great, fight. He just gets shot,
It was
like
quick,
a dog.
man.
I mean, there's not really much else to put it.
They put him down like a dog. They didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
Which I love.
And I am excited to see more. Yeah, I'm excited to see more of Alicent Blackwood, because I think I read an interview because I was wondering if she's going to be in it more. The actress said that we're going to see her a lot more. Like, she was talking about fighting more and like riding horses and stuff, and a lot of like physical acting. So we're definitely going to see more of her, which is cool because I think from what I've heard from the book, she's a pretty interesting and important character. I know later on what happens to her, but not what happens to her, but something about her that's pretty important.
Where her story's going.
I doubt we'll see that in the show, but yeah. But cool character,
Yeah.
I think, and it was good. It was a good scene. And I love the shot panning out of just the whole army rushing those dudes.
Yeah.
If you guys left. How many do you think they got? How many do you think, like, those 10 guys who were left, do you think they got any of the Rivermen, or do you think they were just done?
I think they each got one.
They got one slash in, and then 10 guys just.
But who knows? I mean, Cole says it is that they're great fighters. So I mean, it wasn't a lot, but maybe one or two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not enough to make an impact. No, that fight was over.
They didn't do much, but
I would have bent the knee. I'm not gonna lie.
I did like that scene though.
Yeah, that was good. I'm not watching Megan 2 2V podcast. It's not happening.
Get out of here. Get out of here with your Al-Qaeda propaganda.
I don't know if we can say that on live. Probably can. I haven't gotten a message yet. Now, I do want to jump to something. There was a scene later on with Aegon, Larys, and Tylan. This might have been the funniest scene that we've gotten out of Game of Thrones world in a while. Like, not counting Seven King. When he's like, is he a good man? And he's trying so hard to just still be that kiss-up asshole that Tylan is. And he's like, yeah, like, you have good moments, you have good bad. But I really like that Aegon's like, okay, we're going to Essos. Like, he's so out of this fight now to me, which I'm fine with. I mean, I don't think he has much of him. I mean, he has importance, but there's nothing he can't take on Aemond. But I did really enjoy that scene. Very simple, short, but I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it was good.
How about Jane just slapping the absolute dog shit out of Bela later in this episode?
Yeah.
Just mollywop there.
Yeah. But that's one of my main complaints from what I was getting at, like, earlier when I was talking about things I wasn't a huge fan of. Just it cuts to her and she sees the dragons flying off in the distance, which I guess is Sheepstealer and Vhagar. I guess I don't know for sure, but
no, it's Alan and what's her name?
Who is it?
It's her sister.
Alan and Bela.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why she said she saw her sister's dragon? Okay.
That's why she shows up, is to see them. She wants to see her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Vhagar. We haven't seen Vhagar's gone right now.
Yeah. All right, that makes some sense then. All right, but I do wish, like, I don't know. So then where was Bela later on in the episode when she hooks up with Adam?
So Bela's still
her
at the
half uncle.
Vale. Yeah.
Yes.
But they wouldn't.
Wait, no,
let...
Bela's not at the Vale. Bela can't be at the Vale. Rhaena is at the Vale. No. Rhaena has Sheep Stealer. Bela has Moondancer.
Yeah, she saw Moondancer. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying when Bela hooks up with Adam, she's not at the Vale anymore, right?
Probably not, but in my head she was. Is that she was like
can't
resting there?
Yeah.
I mean, they could be. They're on dragons. They can go all
I mean,
around.
she can't be because Adam couldn't have gotten there. Adam couldn't have gotten there in time, which is like what I was saying is like it's turning into like the latter seasons of Game of Thrones when people are kind of just teleporting places, and that
how fast can a dragon
because
fly?
He doesn't have a dragon.
He doesn't? Oh, he doesn't have a dragon. Well, Bela then could have came.
Alan has a dragon.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I kind of wish like there was just more explanation of how people got to where they are in certain scenes, because it's a lot of like jumping around and going from like, especially the very end of the episode when the guy, I don't know his name, but Ormond's like right-hand man, he's in Tumbleton at like, I don't know, 4:00, and then by nightfall he's where he's with Corlys. You know what I mean? I think Corlys is kind of like in between. Or no, he's fighting pirates, so he'd be like on the coast of King's Landing. Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. People are just kind of like teleporting places, which was
they're not fighting them
a
on
big
the coast.
complaint.
They're like inland now. They're like raiding.
Okay, then they're probably like in the middle of Tumbleton and King's Landing. But even still, I kind of wish it went back to, the early seasons of Game of Thrones where it took a whole season to get somewhere. Yeah. That was like the whole thing, and then people are just teleporting around. It's just kind of, I don't know. I know you got to push the port. It's kind of crazy I'm complaining about this when I'm saying the story should be moving faster. But I think there's just better ways to do it. I think some of these scenes are just kind of, they need more build up, if that makes sense. More time spent with these characters, getting to where they're going, learning what they're doing and why they're doing it, blah, blah, blah. That's the stuff that interests me. I hate that this show is a lot of just like chatter and then thing happens. I want to hear like chatter about why things are happening and then said thing happens.
Yeah,
that's more interesting.
I can agree with that. What do you think about Alice having the hidden stash of eggs?
Yeah, that was interesting. I wonder. I mean, they're not going to really come into play, even if you can hatch them. They're not going to grow
gonna be babies
to any meaningful size in any time. Yeah, he's just fighting with baby dragons. That'd be kind of badass though if he's going into battle with like 4 baby dragons on his shoulders.
Yeah, but what the fuck are they gonna do?
What the fuck?
Oh no, I guess
nothing, but it would look
fire.
Cool.
They can still shoot fire and stuff. They could do a little damage. It's like a little flamethrower on your shoulder.
Yeah, they can burn them a little bit. Yeah, it's like one of those little like Avatar things you get in Disney World.
What?
The shoulder things. You've never seen that? Like the pterodactyl things from Avatar. They sell them. Yeah. You have like put them on your shoulder.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Never just shooting fire. Just shooting little bits of fire. It'd be stupid as hell, but it would look kind of cool. Make me happy.
It would look cool if he was fighting in battle and there was just flamethrowers on his shoulders.
Yeah.
I will say I enjoyed the first half of a scene with Daemon when he disguised himself as one of the City Watch to catch. He catches the one assailant, and I love how he kills him because I always think it's using the ear is always an interesting way to do it. But I did not like the second half of the scene with Ulf. I feel like for having so many characters, I really like how they're written. I think Ulf is so poorly written.
How so?
I didn't like that scene. How I get he's an idiot, but he's almost too much of an idiot that you can't. Like, to me, it took me out of the scene.
Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, I also want to say Alan is the one who hooks up with Bela. I said Adam before. Adam's the one with sea smoke. Adam has a dragon. Alan does not have a dragon. He's the bald one. I cannot with you and Helena. I keep mixing those names up every time. But anyways, yeah, I get what you're saying. Ulf is just so dumb and annoying. But I did like that scene because it's just he kills that guy who says, "You can kill me, but if you kill me, only more of us are going to come. You're just going to turn more people against you." And then 15 seconds later, he hits Ulf, and you see everybody around him saying like, "Hey, fuck you." He does the thing. Exactly. And I don't know, Daemon kind of gives a look of like, oh shit, he may have been right. But I don't know if Damon's the type of guy to actually take that and be like, all right, I'm going to calm down now. He just doesn't seem like the
I
calm
feel
type.
like, but I that's why I think I love Damon so much, because I love that first scene with him. Where he's at the table and he's arguing with Rhaenyra what his job is. But he does follow through with it, and he stays within the walls to fight his war with these assailants. And I think this was a good scene to show that he he shows improvement of like he's listening now, but then he does the one thing he shouldn't have done, is make a scene to make more people angry when they already have so many people against them in this situation. And it just makes him such a,
but I think it fits the character.
Yeah, I mean, him and Rhaenyra are the best characters on the for the blacks for me. On the other side, I really am in. I like Gawain's new storyline of him being with Ormond, and I really loved how they edited the scene with Ormond when the assailants dressed as, who are they dressed as? House Baratheon soldiers. I really enjoyed that scene, how they did the audio with him, like with the smell and stuff, because you can see how much he actually is affected by it. Oh, IMD Bella, welcome to the video. There was another scene I wanted to talk about. What the fuck? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I really enjoyed that scene. I like how Gawain noticed what it is, and you really are seeing Ormond knows nothing about battle. Like, he has the ideas and like thought, but he hasn't been in these situations.
Yeah, I mean, he is a smart guy for sure. Like, arrogant as hell. He's an asshole, but he's definitely a smart guy. I think, he says he has a plan, even though we don't hear the plan. But I do feel like he has an idea of how to, get out of Tumbleton and beat Rhaenyra. Like, he knows if he leaves right now, the dragons are just going to burn him. He needs to stay in Tumbleton because Rhaenyra is not going to burn, the common folk like that. So I think he is smarter than the show has kind of shown us so far. I think he is an intelligent guy. I think he does know battle a little bit, but Gawain has the line. He's like, you will sacrifice so many people for your war, but you'll never put yourself in danger. And that's, that's an interesting thing. It's cool to see. I like that Gawain is like really pushing back against his older brother. I mean, like, hey, like, you can tell they have a history of Ormond bullying the shit out of Gawain. But I like that scene with the assailants coming out, the assassins coming to try and kill them. I like Gawain figures it out because he knows people. He knows Westeros. He knows, I forget the guys who the guy said he was.
Yeah, and
he's like, yeah, this guy has different hair and he's about a foot taller. Yeah. I love that that's how he figures it out. Also, just, by the way, they're standing and kind of talking a little bit. It doesn't really fit. But he's a really smart guy who just knows. I feel like they're both smart in their own right. They just know different things. They're like, Gawain's not the tactician that Ormond is, or at least thinks he is. But Gawain knows people far better than Ormond, which is a cool dynamic. And, if they work together, which I'm sure they won't because they fucking hate each other. But if they work together, that can be a really, really powerful combo.
Yeah, it's just that, well, like what you said, Ormond is so ignorant, and his ego is so high that's what will lose. That what's going to end up losing him these battles will be that ego, and thinking just because he's a man is that he'll outsmart Rhaenyra. When, I mean, Rhaenyra's gotten herself all the way to this position by taking her time figuring out these things, and not always the cleanest way. But eventually, I feel like his lack of leadership as a soldier is going to be his ultimate downfall to this story. And that's why I think Gawain's now such an interesting character. Like what you said, he pushes back against them, and he has that other side of knowledge that Ormond doesn't have. But I did like seeing Darren and Gawain talk when Gawain first shows up. First off, one of the better scenes of the episode. And Gawain, you can tell how mad Darren is that he has to be with Ormond because he hates him. And I feel like we knew that he had like a distaste towards him throughout the season, but I didn't expect him to hate him as much as he did. When he starts talking to Gawain, he's like, "You left me with this man. Now I'm stuck here, and he's gonna do all these things because of him." And yeah, I'm really enjoying that storyline. But I definitely agree with what you said in the beginning of this, and you've said it throughout the show. And that the Greens are just far more interesting characters to follow, because it seems like I'm not rooting for them in any way. I'm rooting for the Blacks to win, but they're just assholes, and it makes so much more entertaining television to have these characters. And Orman's the guy who's portraying them is doing a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, really great. Like Orman sucks for sure. He's arrogant as shit. He's just a douchebag. But I do love the smell thing. I like when characters have little quirks like that just give them a little bit more humanity and personality. Like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't like smells. He fucking hates when things smells bad. It's just those little things that I kind of like.
Yeah.
But I also love that Gawain gets a lot more humanity. Like he's just done with it. He just doesn't want to die. He knows they're losing. It's just over. I like that he wants to go back to Old Town and just get ready to take the seat as, the head of House Hightower, because it's like, if you're staying here, you're done. It's just, I'll go home and clean up the mess that you're going to leave behind.
Yeah, pick up the pieces.
I also love that Darren, with that scene where he walks away with Gawain and tries to talk to him for a little bit, like you were saying, I really like that scene too. But you also see Darren is still just this scared little kid. Like, he didn't want to be king. He didn't want any of this. And I love that the last thing he says to Gawain is just like, "Did you see my mom?" Like that's all he wants. He never even met his mother.
And you can see the pain in his eyes. It's just sad.
I feel bad for the kid. Yeah, like I feel bad for the kid. Really bad. But it's good drama, because it just, you can tell that not everybody on the green side is bad. Not all the high towers are bad. Orman's a douchebag. Gawain's just fighting because it's his family and he has to. But Darren's he's as much of a victim as anybody else in this.
Yeah, I think Darren's character is really enjoyable to watch, because like what you say, you feel bad for him because he doesn't want any of it. He's forced into this idea that he's going to be the new king. And yeah, I'm enjoying that. And now we'll jump back to the Blacks and what's going on with them. So Rhaenyra finds out, of course, about Alicent and Helena trying to escape.
Nice job.
And it leads to another fantastic scene. Rhaenyra, Emma Darcy, yeah, right? Emma Darcy,
yeah.
Emma Darcy does some incredible eye acting in this scene. She has like a look that she does where she's looking down, she flicks her eyes up, and as soon as she said it, I said I was like, that's some great eye acting right there. That's what I want to see. And it was so good. And the whole scene, it was finally like, we've been waiting for Rhaenyra to really step up and show that she has this, because to be king or queen or leader, you need to have a little bit of that ferocity. And at times I can see it's there, but we don't get to see it that often throughout the show. It finally felt like we got in this scene. And then I love when Alicent grabs her arm and they're like, release the queen. And she fixes her sleeve with such disgust that she just grabbed her. Oh my God. Great scene. Both of them are fantastic. I say it all the time, but Emma Darcy is absolutely fantastic in this show. No matter how at times the show hasn't been great, I think she's been fantastic beginning to end.
Yeah, I think every actor in the show has done a great job. I don't think anybody's bad. Like, I have issues with some of the writing, but I have no issues with any of the acting from anybody. I think everybody's been doing a really, really great job in this show.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of Rhaenyra's plan to get Aemon? So I want to hear you, because I feel like it's the worst plan ever.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty stupid. Just like, send Alice. I mean, it makes sense in that, like, yeah, if you send an army, he's gonna run, and you won't find him. If you send a couple swords, then you'll have a far better chance of kind of sneaking in and getting to him. But sending Alicent there is just such, like, I like it as just a fuck you to Alicent and being like, you've been fucked with me for weeks now. You're going to do something for me. You don't have a choice. I like it in that sense, but it's it's not the best. It's not great. But I do think it's kind of just,
he can fight his way out of that.
And Aemon can cut down. Yeah, 100%. But it makes sense to, strike while the iron's hot, while Vhagar is not there, while he's vulnerable, he's hurt. well, she doesn't know that he's hurt, but yeah, I think it's not a great plan, but it makes sense to just throw something together and send it out right now.
Yeah. That's okay. So we're still
Yeah.
along the same page. And towards the end of the episode, Rhaenyra tells Alan. Well, Alan brings it to Rhaenyra that he could ask for more soldiers from not Valerians. What's their
Valarians.
Valarians. And then he goes to see his father, and I love a line that he delivers to him. He's like, "How dare you help her when she hasn't accepted you?" And he's like, "How long did it take you to do the same for me?" And it's such a valid point. Like, we were very much on the side of Corlys with being mad at Rhaenyra, but at the same time, he didn't want his kids either for years. So, I mean, he makes a good point there. And Corlys agrees and decides he is going to send his soldiers. But before he can get the soldiers to the city, John Roxton, the lieutenant of Ormonds, captures him and leads us into the penultimate episode of season 3 of House of the Dragon.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, do you think he captured Corlys, or do you think he killed him?
He had to have captured him. They didn't show it happen. If you're going to kill off a main character, you got to show it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm excited. I want to see how they're going to use that in this next episode. But I mean, this is why I keep getting nervous. They show in next week, and it looks like a battle's getting ready. Like, you see, they show Vhagar in the trailer, and it can't do it again. So I'm gonna hold out hope that the battle's gonna happen and maybe they split it into the end of the next episode and the beginning of the following episode. But with that Game of Thrones world, I think it just works so much better when the penultimate is the battle, and then you show the kind of the repercussions of that battle in the finale.
Yeah, I agree. I hope they kind of get back to that. But yeah, I thought this episode was just kind of like fine. It had good moments, like with Kristen Cole dying and some other stuff throughout. But there were just some moments that just kind of were head scratching to me, like especially with Alan and Bela hooking up at that one point. I don't know. That was kind of just thrown out of left field. Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know, and especially because like the Targaryens are incestuous. They just that's what they do. Keep the bloodline pure. No other family does that. Everybody else thinks it's fucking gross. But now Bela's like, yeah, I'll make out with my uncle, and she knows too. Like she's the one who said she's known for a while that they were related. Yeah, half uncle, but still uncle. Are you gonna like? I don't know. It just kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't love it. It's just kind of weird.
No, it is weird. I was definitely on the side with you. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I'm super excited to watch Sam just joined the live stream. She's literally on the other side of this wall.
Oh. Yeah, perfect.
But is there
I also thought
it
was cool Rhaenyra cutting her finger on the throne.
Yeah, on the throne.
That's just an important, yeah, because that's how Viserys did the exact same thing, like in the exact same place. So just kind of shows that she brings up her father constantly, and it's just another way of showing visually that they're always going to be connected. She's always going to think about him and just kind of rule in the good ways that he ruled, but also just he's constantly on her mind, and now it's just taking kind of a physical form. But also I watched the like after show behind the scenes thing.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
It didn't really say it, like you don't get it in season 1 that obviously he gets whatever leprosy or whatever that Viserys got. In the post show they say that it was from that cut. Like cutting the throne is how that infection started.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't know if Rhaenyra is going to get the same thing. Yeah, they said that, even though in season 1 it was kind of like you see him get his finger cut, and then like the next episode he has this rot in the same place. So like you can connect the dots, but it's never explicitly said. But I swear they said it pretty outright that like that's where it started. That's where he got that infection. So I don't know if Rhaenyra gets the same fate or not, but I guess we'll have to see. But it's also just the importance of, it's the saying goes that like the unworthy kings and rulers cut themselves on the throne. So the fact Rhaenyra got cut is pretty important.
Yeah, I didn't know that about.
Also, we skipped over all the Yeah, no, I had no idea either. I wouldn't have known that's how it started if I didn't watch that. But also all the stuff with Hugh and his wife in Tumbleton, I thought it was
Oh
cool that
yeah, with
he
Kate.
went and looked for her.
It was sad.
But yeah, it was sad. I mean, it doesn't go well for the guy. It sucks because he's such a nice guy. Like Ulf is an idiot. Adam is good. Alan is both. Adam and Alan are cool. They're doing their jobs.
Yeah,
He was just a really nice guy who I feel like is just. I think he's recognizing now that he's kind of in over his head. Um, but I do wonder how much further this goes. Like, I don't think he's ever going to just leave his family behind. But does he continue to try to fight to get his wife and children back into his life? You know?
I think he does. And we've also been saying
Yeah.
the brother-in-law died. That's her actual brother. We definitely got that
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
earlier in the show. But
Mhm.
yeah, I love I
Yeah.
love
I also
Hugh. I
said
think he's a really
constantly
good character.
earlier that yeah. I also said constantly that Damon was the Prince Regent. He's not. He's the King Regent. And I've been meaning to say that for like 3 episodes when they called him that. I was like, God damn it, I fucked it up. I embarrassed
Well,
myself.
we're accepting
Yeah, but that's that.
our faults.
Yeah. Everybody's got faults. Nobody's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. Especially not us. We're idiots. 90% of the time we're just spewing fake info on the podcast and then have to come back 2 episodes later and correct ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think that's everything we have to add about House of the Dragon. I'm excited for next week's episode. I'm excited for the finale. But I'm just praying that they don't go down that same route that we've seen them take last season. I think that's my final thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'm good too.
Sounds good. Well, let's jump into some fan questions. We have a couple for this week's episode. No Oscar again. Oscar, if you're listening, we miss you. We miss your fan questions. What is the best movie theater experience that we have had? This question is from Mark. I think this one's pretty easy. I think it's our No Way Home experience in Disney. What will Doomsday do at the box office? This question is from Nico.
I mean, if it makes anything less than $1.5 billion, I think it's a colossal failure. I don't know. I mean, it should probably get to 2, but I don't know. Marvel's kind of down in general right now, but I obviously wouldn't be surprised if it got to 2, but I think $1.5 billion is around where it's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to hit that 1.3 mark. I don't know if it gets to 1.5. But movie theaters are on the come up. It's the biggest year since 2019. I mean, Odyssey's at like 600 already, which is insane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think 1.3 is what I'm going to guess. But I feel like realistically, it's going to be at like 1.7. I don't think it will get there, but I feel like that's like the majority of people's thought process right now.
Yeah.
Which of you? I really enjoyed this question. Which of you is kinder to movies? This is from Julia. Who is more
Tommy.
kind? Yeah, I think so. Unless it's directed by Francis Ford Coppola or Rob Zombie, then I tend to be. I tend to not have as much. I'm not as mean outside of those movies, but those two guys make me extremely mad. And if any of those other creeps who've done disturbing things on sets make a movie. And our last question we're taking this episode is who has the worst film take ever and what is it? This question is from Anthony. I think
have no
Ryan
idea.
has the worst film take. And that he
About
says
what?
Star Wars movies are better than Harry Potter movies. That is not true.
We did this and I won.
No.
I won fair and square.
You didn't win because that was
I won.
The movies. We picked Harry Potter. We always skip over the fact that we picked the Harry Potter movies are the better movies.
Yeah, but that wasn't the argument.
That was my argument.
That wasn't the argument. No.
Because we changed the episode like a week before because you're like, well, if we're going, we can't argue that because it's not an argument. But then you always say that the Harry Potter movies are not as good as Star Wars, which is not true. They're more iconic.
That's bullshit.
Actually, I might have the worst film take. Alongside another me arguing about Star Wars, I said the Rocky movies as a franchise might be better than the Star Wars movies, which cannot be true. Rocky 1's better than most of the Star Wars movies, but the rest of them are not. That might be
this guy. He just talks out his ass.
You think Rocky 1 isn't as good or better than all the Star Wars almost?
Yes, I didn't say I disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
But I
thought you were
just
saying you
said, in
disagreed.
general, this guy talks at his ass constantly. I swear, your brain is just like a monkey mode where it's just like something pops in. You're like, yeah, that's true. I'll say it. And then you just, whatever pops out. You're like, yeah, I'm going to fight for this forever.
I do fight for the Harry Potter. And I fight that
I know.
Rocky. You know, I'll stand by the Rocky.
That's exactly what I just said.
I'm going back. I'm going back onto my Rocky stand. Rocky and Creed is a better franchise than Star Wars.
No matter how wrong you can possibly be, you'll never admit it, and you'll fight to the death.
First off, you can't say that. When I did it, I admitted that Gremlins was not as good as It's a Wonderful Life. I came on here and I admitted that I was wrong.
Yeah, that may have been the worst take. You're like, Gremlins is better. It's a better movie.
That was a bad take. That was ice cold. Like, just wrong. I was so wrong. And now It's a Wonderful Life's in like my top 30 movies of all time. So it was worth being wrong. Getting to rewatch that movie. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, Anthony, I have the worst film takes. Because I have some pretty terrible
100%.
ones.
Yeah. Although me going down to South Carolina, me saying that Godzilla 2016 was a masterpiece. And I stand by that, dude. I'm not wrong. It's a great movie.
Hey, we went and watched it again in my basement, and I agreed that it was great.
Great movie. It's a banger.
It's not a masterpiece, though.
I think it's 2014.
It's not a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
We're losing.
Gareth Edwards is a master of his craft.
He is, and you didn't even watch The Creator. Crazy.
I did watch The Creator.
You did?
I watched it like 2 weeks ago. No.
Are you serious?
It was good.
It is good. The ending is so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so happy you finally watched it. I love that movie. Visual effects are
Godzilla
stunning.
is 2014, not 2016.
2014.
Oh, dude, it's incredible. The scene where that fucking
Heidi's on the live stream. Hi,
runs.
Heidi.
Oh, hey Heidi, you got some work to do. We messed up.
Yeah, we messed up.
You got about 20 seconds to cut out. It's Tommy's fault, though.
I marked it. I marked it in the episode, so we'll know where it is.
Perfect.
Don't blame this on me. Like it's my fault.
No, it's your fault. No, I'm sticking with that.
So I was. Heidi saw where we messed up. I think we should do. We talked about it on an episode previously. I really think we should do a director argument episode between James Cameron and Ridley Scott. Because I think we need something to switch up that we've been doing a lot of House of the Dragon recently. I think a ranking or something that would be a lot of fun.
Like argue which is better, James Cameron or Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
All right, well, who do you think is better?
Well, I guess not argue, but just
because we both picked the same thing.
Yeah, but we could, yeah, because there's a lot of people who probably disagree with us.
Yeah.
Well, we can't. Let's not say who.
Well, who do you think? Just give a little teaser.
Oh, a little teaser. I'm on the side of Ridley.
James. Yeah, well, so am I. So this is gonna be a boring ass episode.
Well, we gotta do something. I want to do something along the lines of that. We'll think of something.
We'll figure out. We'll figure out an actual argument. Figure out. Yeah.
Yeah, because that Gremlins episode is a great episode. So I think if we do an episode like that, it'd be a lot of fun again. And we've done a lot of House of the Dragon recently.
You called it the Gremlins episode.
The Gremlins argument episode with It's a Wonderful Life. Do you want me to say it like that?
You should call it the Wonderful Life episode because that's the far better movie.
Ratatouille versus Shrek, since I got reamed on the podcast we went on for saying that Shrek is better than Ratatouille.
Ratatouille's so good. You hate Ratatouille for no reason. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to rewatch Ratatouille and be like, it's really good.
First of all, you guys acted like I said it sucked. I gave it a B. B's not in a bad. You guys are just being haters. Well, we're going to bring you guys some more fun episodes. We know it was a little consistent doing House of the Dragon. We'll be better at spacing out those episodes and maybe do just whole season reviews, which might be a lot easier. And then we can still do other stuff in between. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. And we will see you in the next episode where we review Spider-Man, Brand New Day, which is super exciting. And of course, it will be the penultimate episode of House of the Dragon. But thank you so much for tuning in. I want to make sure I end the live stream on the right time this time. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Yeah, well, I have one more thing to say if we're still going.